Mbappé has gotten himself into serious trouble after firing a venomous shot at our very own Lamine Yamal. While behind the scenes, the Blaugrana club is moving like an octopus to untangle the goalkeeper situation. Joan García already has one foot inside Camp Nou, but Ter Stegen's future grows more complicated by the hour. As if that weren't enough, the Saudis from Al-Nassr are coming in with loads of cash to try and snatch up Christensen, and our dear Javier Tebas is once again back at it with his usual musings about Barça. You have to subscribe right now, hit the like button if you want more spicy content like this, and activate those notifications, because what's coming is not to be missed. Let's start off strong. Culé brothers and sisters, what happened this week during the French national team's training camp is truly beyond belief. Kylian Mbappé, the same one who not too long ago dreamed of wearing our shirt, has decided to thrust himself into the spotlight of a controversy that reeks of jealousy from miles away. During the press conference ahead of the Nations League third-place match, the Real Madrid striker dropped a bombshell that made headlines worldwide. Would I vote for Dembélé for the Ballon d'Or? Yes, and I'll explain. We're talking about Lamine Yamal and Dembélé. I'm going with Dembélé, no doubt about it. But he didn't stop there. With that smile we know all too well, he added insult to injury. Yamal is a great player, no one can deny that, but he's nowhere near Dembélé's level. Seriously, Kylian? Are we really going to act like Lamine Yamal hasn't turned the football world upside down at just 17 years old? This is a kid who's accomplished what many seasoned professionals never manage in their entire careers. Becoming a guaranteed starter for both Barça and the Spanish national team, carrying the weight of both teams on his young shoulders with astounding maturity. The numbers don't lie, and Lamine's stats this season are nothing short of exceptional. Key matches, unforgettable plays, assists that break open defenses, and goals that win titles. Meanwhile, Dembélé, who, to be fair, is not a bad player, has had a rather quiet season in Paris. But clearly, there's something deeper going on here. Mbappé is experiencing firsthand what it's like to no longer be football's golden boy. The throne he held for years now has a new contender, and that contender wears the Blaugrana shirt. The truth is, Lamine Yamal represents everything modern football craves: raw talent, magnetic personality, and that special spark that gets fans off their seats. While Mbappé was busy stirring the pot inside the offices at Camp Nou, one of the most important moves of the summer transfer window is being carefully crafted. Joan García, the Espanyol goalkeeper who's been a breakout star this season, is on the verge of becoming Barça's first official signing for the upcoming campaign. The deal is set at around $25 million, a sum the club is prepared to pay in full by triggering the 24-year-old keeper's release clause. Deco and his team haven't picked him by chance. Garcia isn't just a goalkeeper with promise. He's the perfect solution for a club that needs to rejuvenate its squad without mortgaging its future. But here's where things get tricky. With Joan Garcia's arrival, Marc-André ter Stegen's future becomes the elephant in the room. The German international, currently with his national team at the Nations League, is under contract until 2028 and commands one of the highest salaries on the roster. Keeping three elite goalkeepers, Garcia, Ter Stegen, and Szczęsny, is simply not feasible, neither competitively nor financially. Barca's strategy is clear and calculated. Wait for Ter Stegen to return from Germany, then offer to pay him the full amount of his next year's salary in exchange for an early departure. It's a move that would allow him to choose his next destination freely and without internal drama. But the German doesn't seem on board. In his latest statements, he was firm. "No one has spoken to me. I know I'll be at Barça next season. I'm excited about what we're building here." Even after the loss to Portugal, where he was blamed for failing to prevent the equalizer, he stood his ground. "I'm not worried. I know I'll be in Barcelona next year." We're witnessing a standoff that will define not only the future of Barca's goalkeeping situation but also the club's ability to execute its financial roadmap. Joan Garcia embodies youth and potential, while Ter Stegen brings experience and leadership. The final decision will set the course for one of the team's most crucial positions. If the goalkeeping drama wasn't enough, Andreas Christensen's situation is equally complex. The Danish defender has become a top target for Saudi club Al-Nassr, who are reportedly willing to double his current salary. It's the kind of offer that's hard to turn down without serious consideration. Christensen arrived at Barça from Chelsea on a free transfer, securing a solid salary under the club's wage structure. Despite spending much of last season injured, Hansi Flick utilized him in the final stretch of the campaign, where he proved useful both as a center-back and as a pivot ahead of the back line. The problem is that Barça now has a surplus of central defenders. Cubarsí and Íñigo Martínez are favorites to start. Araujo is expected to stay despite rumors. Eric Garcia is close to renewing, and Koundé can also slot in when needed. On top of that, several promising academy talents are pushing for minutes. This overcrowding explains why the club backed away from signing Jonathan Tah, who had a verbal agreement but ultimately joined Bayern instead. Christensen's departure, therefore, wouldn't require an immediate replacement and would significantly ease the wage bill. The Dane, for his part, has made his intentions clear. He wants to see out his contract, just like he did at Chelsea. There's no renewal offer on the table, but he believes he can earn regular playing time under Flick. Al-Nassr's representatives were in Barcelona about 6 weeks ago to explore potential signings, and Christensen's name was high on their list. Barça won't force his exit, but they also won't stand in the way if he chooses to accept the lucrative offer from Saudi Arabia. As expected, Javier Tebas once again dominated headlines with his usual remarks about FC Barcelona. The La Liga president used his appearance at an event in Madrid to weigh in on several hot topics related to the Blaugrana, and as always, he didn't hold back. This time, Tebas took a more cautious stance regarding UEFA's reported investigation into possible irregularities involving Barça and their adherence to financial fair play regulations. "I don't know what is being investigated, or what it's about. We have our own work, and many stories have surfaced over the year. Honestly, I have no idea what UEFA is doing," he stated. When it came to the club's now famous economic levers, the president clarified that under UEFA rules, financial evaluations are based on past season balances, which means the 2022-2024 accounts would be under scrutiny. During those seasons, according to Tebas, Barcelona's operations were not limited by Spanish regulations. However, not all of his comments were neutral. Tebas was direct when addressing what Barça must do to make signings in the next transfer window. "They know what they need to do, and I won't go into details. They know the path, they understand the rules, and I expect them to comply. We wouldn't like to see situations dragging until the last day like with Dani Olmo and Pau Victor." Still, there was also room for praise. The La Liga president commended the club's strategy of promoting homegrown talent, specifically naming Marc Casado, Pau Cubarsí, and Lamine Yamal. "When people say La Liga doesn't spend, I reply that what we can't afford is to waste. This shows that when you trust in youth, results follow. Sometimes, the stars are already at home." To wrap things up, Tebas surprised everyone by naming his favorites for the 2025 Ballon d'Or, Lamine Yamal and Vinicius Jr. The inclusion of the Brazilian raised eyebrows, especially given his underwhelming season. He didn't have a spectacular year, but he started it strongly. The award covers the full season, and he still has international matches and the Club World Cup ahead. "These two players represent Spanish football," he explained. And that brings us to the end of this emotional roller coaster that has been another unforgettable week in the world of Barça. Mbappé trying to overshadow our beloved Lamine, Joan García on the verge of signing while Ter Stegen holds his ground, Christensen tempted by Saudi petrodollars, and Tebas walking the line between criticism and praise. What do you think, culés? Should Christensen accept Al-Nassr's offer to free up salary space, or would you keep the Dane as a key rotation player? Do you believe Ter Stegen will eventually agree to the club's proposal, or will he stand firm until the end? And most importantly, what did you make of Mbappé's comments about Lamine? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I genuinely enjoy reading your opinions. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, share this video with other culés, and stay tuned because another thrilling week is just around the corner. Visca el Barça, and see you next time.